everybody? Insight is back. And guess what? I got a big one for everybody right here. This is a big one. So big that I wasn't sure it's really his account because there's dudes that want to be this guy on Twitter. Anyway, I got the Funky here. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Yo, I'm excited, man. This is a big one. You are one of the most known guys on MMA Twitter. Like, you are the guy.
Good and bad things, but thank you. Yeah.
I mean, hey, like you're one of the more creative guys that I've seen on there. I mean, the Bane guy's creative too. You guys are different creative, different juices. But you do a lot of fun stuff. I got a whole thing printed up here for us to go over. But let's talk about your account right now. So, this dog. You got your account. You got your account. Like, but every like 3 to 6 months, you kind of like cancel your account, right? So tell right now, and I heard you're on the gram. So plug that real quick, and I'm used to this dog hand bark.
So my gram is it's MUSMACKER2. That's just like it's just my Instagram. I just felt like it was easier to manage that than bounce between Twitter and that or whatever.
Yeah, no doubt. So I know I even put the other old one on it. You usually get to almost the famous realm. You get to about 4,000, and then you fall off the map on Twitter. Like when you leave, where do you go? I heard what I hear about you is like you need a reset, so you step away. That's kind of what you do.
Yeah, it's like a little mental health break. I think everybody needs it. It's like a little social media detox, I say, and helps me get back on track.
Yeah. So my first thing before we go into like some of my questions let's talk about you slaying the Phil guy. Cause like, look, I'm an older dude. So like, I know when I get into it with people on Twitter, like, oh, you're old, man. Like, I know I'm old, but I like entertainment. So like when you got that guy, cause that guy, I was always wondering why the hell is this guy, like he blocked me and I'm thinking like, yo, he doesn't know shit about MMA more than me. Like I've been watching this shit since like in the 90s, bro. Like when you guys were little kids, I was watching this shit. So like, when somebody like this guy has like 50,000 followers, and I'm new to like social media, like to Twitter, but I'm like, how did he get that? But he bought those motherfuckers, right?
Yeah. I heard like a lot of them he acquired like by buying them, and I also know he's like a huge guy on MMA Twitter for like his takes and everything. I mean, like you have a cool logo like that, like your Phil,
true.
like
yeah,
it's a cool guy.
But you took him down. Like when you took him down, I was like, yo, this guy, because like, you look like a funny guy. You come across funny, but you did some like James Bond shit to take him down. And like, really, you got him pretty good.
Well, here's the thing. In every James Bond movie, he has his female counterpart that helps him or hurts him through his mission.
Right.
So I did, with the help of someone else, without name dropping them, kind of laid something out to me. And they just showed me that he was going around telling people don't sleep with Funk, and I was like, well, that's not really nice. Like, what if they want to?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so next thing, like one of your claims to fame, and again, I sent some money to this, but the Twitter FC1, and like people, like some of the younger, like troll boys, or people that like I like entertainment, Funk. So like I'm gonna throw $5-10 on that. I don't care. Like I got money. Like I don't care. Like I want to see what's going on. Like I like the interviews in the build-up. I thought the shit was hilarious. Okay. And it's like, to me, it's legendary. Like I will pay $10 again for Twitter FC2. It's out in the field. I mean, the shit, like it's classic.
I think it's more, it looks more likely now that I've pulled a lot of stuff together, like in my actual like real life. Yeah. Like before I felt like very like bitter about the whole thing because I started to like sit back and look at it from like everyone else's point of view. And I originally didn't care about it when I did it. I didn't care like what anybody thought about it or like how I looked when I was doing it. Cause I'm like, we're doing this for the sake of like entertainment and whatnot. But now I think like, why not maybe give it another go another time around,
Yo, it reminds me of like the movies that people don't like a Zoolander, but I love Zoolander, like Idiocracy, like Clerks. Like it's like a vintage, like low budget, like entertainment that like some people won't like it. I get it. Some people aren't going to never like that. I thought it was hilarious. The Manolo cat is like funny to me. And, I also think if it wasn't boxing, my money is on you, by the way, but you actually went out of your element. You almost did it like when they fight Jake Paul, like you're more of a grappler from what I've seen of you on Twitter, just like me, I'm not gonna box a guy. I'm gonna take you down and try to pummel you. So like you really went outside your element for this.
Yeah, I definitely did. I was gonna say before, it's something. Twitter FC is something that people hate to love, or love to hate, but they really hate to love it. You know what I mean? It's like a very it's polarizing, like the way people feel about it.
But there's some of us that I just love it. I don't really give a shit what anybody thinks. Like I really don't care. Like people are like, oh, you gave money to that? Yeah, I did. I've given money to worse shit than that. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't care.
So have I. I mean, I've done some bad things.
I've done some bad things as well. I've done some things. You know what I mean? Like I put money in worse places. You know, and again, anyway, so again, like I think it's great. If the second one pops up, I'll promote it. I helped promote the first one too a bit. You might not remember, but anyway. So I ask everybody this question, Funk. I ask you too. Oh, we got a comment too, so I'll try to hit those up. We got. Oh shit, we actually have a fucking bot, bro. See, this is what you bring to the table, bro. Like, I got a bot on my channel. Like, this is definitely you. The bots follow you. So anyway, what is your description of MMA Twitter? I know you're on the gram more a bit, but like, what's your description of MMA Twitter to the people that don't know?
For the people who don't know, I usually say like, it's just a place where people talk about MMA, and then the rest they can see for themselves when they actually show up.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you know, I look at Twitter as the Wild West. Like, you want a showdown, you want to you want to have a shootout. We can have a shootout. And some of the best guys I met on it, I banged with a couple times, you know, and then we're cool. My second question was about the gram. We already covered that. So you live in NYC, right? So I live in Jersey, just so you know.
Right above me.
So we're not far, right below you.
Yeah, below me actually.
Yeah, because below you. I grew up by Rutgers, so I'm over like by Central Jersey. So, but like I grew up like maybe like 30, 40 minutes from the city. Now, what I watch of you again, like, you know, over my time on Twitter, because I like entertainment, so I follow you, you know, pretty well. Is you're pretty conservative for the city. Like, again, and I think there's no politician that backs the common man like me or you. Just so you know, I'm 43. I know you're a lot younger than me, but I know you're pretty conservative for the city. Like, how do you get along with, unless that's not real? I feel like you're a pretty conservative dude. Like politics wise.
In certain views, like I may be conservative, but like the God's honest truth is like I don't really know anything about politics. Like, you know, if I clown somebody for being a liberal, like it's totally a joke, because I mean, in living in New York City, like the hottest chicks are liberals. Like, with you know, with all due respect, I'm just saying. So like, if you wanna fly with some of them, you better get your vaccine, buddy. You know.
That's true. Now again, like, so this goes with like you, like, again, being like a persona, like, and I know dudes with personas kind of, and like, I feel like it's could be a struggle, and I think I've seen you struggle a bit at times. Sometimes you put it out there that's deeper than what some will put out there. But like, I know you do some wild stuff. Like, is that you in real life too, or is it like? I feel like you're a pretty good actor. Like some of your skits too, you're acting like, he's a pretty good actor. I'm not sure what's real with him. That's why sometimes if I see you down, I'm like, I'll hit you up. But I'm like, I'm not really that concerned about you, because I think some of it's not real. But tell the people like what the real Funky's like.
I think sometimes there were times myself when I was on Twitter where I myself even struggled to know what was real and what was not. Because like I kind of like walked that fine line. Like I was like, am I playing a role, or am I playing a character, or am I this character?
Right. Yeah. Now, and I got to tell you, like, again, I'm 43, so this Twitter wasn't popping when I was about your age. I think I would have been similar to you if it was now for me. Because like at my age, I have a job, I have a pension. Like, I can't be as loose as I want to on Twitter. I got to have like limits, even though I don't put my name out there like some, like, because I can't do that. But like I see some of me in you, so that's why I like to follow you too. Like, this is how I might like walk the line if I was your age on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I always say, just have fun with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's like, once Twitter becomes something that's too serious, like unless you're someone who you mentioned earlier, like Bane, for example, like he's making a
name
career out of this. This is
career.
an opportunity for him. This is where
Right.
he creates, and
Mhm.
so that's a
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean that's true. All right, so a couple questions I got about fighters, and I know you like Chandler and everything.
Of course.
Because you're pretty, and I like Chandler. Chandler grew on me a lot. He like I wasn't sure I liked him with the frat boy status because I grew up by Rutgers and like I don't like the frat boys because I was a townie. But like he's grown on me. Like people that throw shade on him, I'm like, what's there to really not like about him? He adopts the multiracial kids. I think that's cool. Like, he doesn't like say anything about it. Those are just his fucking kids. You know what I mean? That's dope.
Yeah.
And he just looks like dad out there, like kind of with Dustin with his kid. Like I was like, oh man, these dudes seem like normal dudes. But like, so obviously, who's your favorite fighter of all time, Funky?
Of all time, on a serious note, I mean, besides like fighters that I might just stand or like or keep up with, I'd say GSP.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he seems like a really good dude, GSP. Now, again, you're a little younger. Like some of GSP's fights were not the most crowd pleasing. Like people I think he was like a ninja, where like Anderson Silva was like a real ninja. Like GSP like did what he had to do to win fights, but never really took heat because like people really liked his like who he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was definitely he's a definitive martial artist. I'd say GSP.
That's true, and he learned from like the Matt Hughes. Like he even said like when Matt Hughes like got him, it was because he like gave him too much respect the first time. I gotta like that I shouldn't have done that. Like he's just a man too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he revenged both of his losses. He's only lost to Matt's as well.
Yeah, I mean he did cherry pick that Bisping thing because I would have liked him to go fight like Anderson Silva. Like that would have like the same way with Khabib. If he went and fought Usman, that would have told me something. Like even like Adesanya, he waited for John to leave and then he went and tried to get Jan. Like so like some of these guys cherry pick with that. Like I feel like I wish GSP would have like I think the Bisping fight was like tailor made for him. So why not come do it? But like if he would have done that versus Anderson in his prime, I would have been like, yo, that's some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that 100%. Like it is a very like it still carries the same David versus Goliath kind of narrative, like smaller man moving up to fight this bigger guy, this behemoth, this scary guy. Because Jan is still very scary.
Yeah, scary dude.
Anderson is not only is he a little bigger than Bisping, for example, he's much more skilled. So I understand why it might be more. Yeah, I guess in both cases it's kind of like, all right, are you dodging this guy? Are you looking out for this guy? But it could have been just timing and circumstance.
Well, Bisping doesn't pose the threats Anderson would have to GSP with the length. Like Bisping is basically a not as good version. Damn, William Knight is fucking huge. But Bisping is kind of like a poor, not as good version of GSP. Really, like Anderson brings whole different thing. He's like in the Matrix when he was.
Yeah, and just like how Jan Blachowicz wasn't as much of a sub or striking threat to Israel Adesanya as much as John Bones Jones would be if they clashed. You know what I mean? I mean, I wouldn't want to fight John Jones. So I mean, I don't blame anybody if they wouldn't want to fight John Jones.
Like John Jones is like, again, I think he's the greatest fighter of all time, but he's just an evil person. Like I'm good. Like, look, you're from the city. I'm from Jersey. We are experts at reading somebody's like who they are. You know what I mean? Yes. Like experts. Yes. Like that's why when I had you on, I'm like, I hope this is his real account because some of these little like I forgot to say this. Like you're like the perfect Twitter mix of age. Like the troll boys like you and hate you. Like the non-avatars and dudes like me like you too. Like the grown dudes that like like you're like the perfect level of Twitter, like because like those little dudes. That's why you have so many followers because like you like those kids gravitate to you. Plus, like I still like to like see what you're up to. You know what I mean?
Thank you. But I appreciate that. I feel like a healthy middle ground. Yeah,
it's true. But we are like experts at reading like body language. So like be in the city where you live in New Jersey where I live. Like it's not like other places. Like if we don't read what's going on, we could get hurt. You know what I mean? Like you get your ass whooped if you're walking down the street and you're not seeing distance or like who's on the street with you. You get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like
you gotta have proper awareness. And another thing, what you said before regarding John, really quickly, I was going to say a quote that he once said in an interview. Somebody asked him, "Are you a good guy trying to be bad or a bad guy trying to be good?" And John described himself as the latter, a bad guy trying to be good. and he
Right.
knows that at heart he's, like DC said, he's his own worst enemy. So it's
And he, like, you know, with the coke and stuff, I feel like coke is not a drug that will give you performance enhancing, but for him, I think it numbs himself, makes him not before a fight actually, but just the build up. Like he needs that probably to like keep his like himself like level because he's so evil. Like I saw him talking to with Albert Jones, his brother, and Albert seems like a jolly, happy black guy, and like you looked at John like, man, imagine this is your brother. Like, and Albert can defend himself. I'm sure he's big as hell, an NFL player, but like John has just got that evil look to him, like that. Just like you're like, man, this guy, if there was no fighting, he would probably be killing people.
I think that's why a lot of people describe him as a cold-blooded killer, because I mean, if he were a warrior back however many 100 years ago, he would probably be that's what he'd be known for. He'd be known for he'd be a badass warrior.
Right. Yeah. And he studies so hard in the ring so he can kill that person. Like his IQ outside the ring, I don't think is the greatest, but like he's so evil that his drive is like, I will figure this dude out and I'll beat him at his own game if I want to. I'll go do some lines off hookers if I want to. I'll do whatever I want to because I'm just that dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but the thing about MMA is everybody loses at some point. So he's probably the athlete when we look back, Funky, that probably screwed up the most because he ruined his prime with all his shit. Like he fought so many times up till when he was 24, 25. And then with the shit he was doing, he just couldn't even get into the cage, which is really like he did not live up to what he should have. And he's still probably the greatest like killer there is.
I think he made it such a good, similar to Conor McGregor, he made such a good name for himself in his prime that you know, he would have to do a lot inside of the or lose a lot or lose at least once inside of the cage, like an actual proper loss. No disrespect to Matt Hamill,
right?
But to actually taint his legacy. But also, I was gonna say, his IQ outside of the cage is probably, you know, just like every other person, but also just like every other person, it's his decision-making skills that, you know, he almost chooses doing, you know, without realizing the repercussions. He chooses.
I also think like his sociopathness makes him not connect to anybody that can help him. So he doesn't even have like, you know, Tyson was like a tortured soul where like he might have listened to Cuss and others. I don't think John Jones has anybody, even like NFL brothers, that can be like, yo, you got to chill the fuck out, bro. Like, I just don't think that he has any connections with people, which makes him even more dangerous. Like, just a dangerous human being, bro. And what makes him a great cage fighter, but what you said about, are you a bad guy being a good guy? They tried to make him a Nike guy. It's like, bro, this guy's a cage fighter. He is not a basketball player. He's supposed to be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what he is, right?
Yeah. What sets him apart from a lot of other fighters as well, like, you know, like you said, he's crazy. He's considered a villain, but like a lot of fighters claim, you know, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna kill this guy. I don't care about him. I'm gonna hurt him. The difference is that sets John Jones apart from all these other fighters is he doesn't care who he hurts inside the cage or outside of the cage.
Right. Just a brutal human. So my next question, you know, and you can just explain on Chandler, and we can go on Chandler. Who's your current favorite fighter? It's Chandler. And, you know, has Chandler ever put on a bad fight, win or lose?
No. I think he is the most, as he claims to be, the most entertaining lightweight on the planet.
And there's other guys that are entertaining, but like when he loses, it's okay because like he's going in there. He could wrestle. He could have chose to be like Colby and wrestled more, but. That I love dudes like that, or Dustin, that even Khabib at the end, that, okay, I could wrestle, I could take you down like Chimaev and submit you, but I'm going to fucking fight, and I'm going to give the people what they want. And Chandler has always been like that. Like Chandler, career start, career end, no matter what fighting institution he's in, like that's where you could lay your land on. Anybody that wants to talk shit about your boy is like, this dude has never put on a bad fight. He'll never go in there and like, put on a bad fight. Now, has that cost him overall of gaining things? Sure. Hasn't cost us with fans like you or me, though.
No. I think if anything, he's gained fans in the long run, and he has such a strong mindset that, you know, with win or lose, it's graceful. It's graceful.
Exactly. Now, who's your least favorite fighter of all time? Which is hard. I know you're a younger guy, which the younger guys sometimes get attached to their fighters. You seem like you're more free flowing with this, like an older fan like me. But who's your least favorite fighter of all time?
Oh God, I mean, I said for a long time, Jorge Masvidal, because he every time I liked the fighter, he ended up kicking their ass or knocking them out. But I mean, other than that, I guess I'd say like, I don't know. I feel like it's like I'm kind of going with the tide of everybody else on Twitter. So it's like I feel like I've been bred to not really like Makhachev or not really like Khabib, because they have that they bring that kind of boring fighting style. Khabib maybe a little bit more solid to the cage, but yeah, I guess Jorge. I'll say,
I mean, with that, I'm leaning towards Chimaev, because like when he says I'm going to smash Holland and doesn't land a punch on Holland. Like, to me, that shows, like, if Khabib says he's going to smash you, he's going to put some work on you, right?
Yes.
Makhachev, look, if he could have taken down Volkan, submitted him, he would have. But like Chimaev, the way he talks, and I'm the best boxer, but then he doesn't throw a punch. Like you're so mad at Holland that you want to smash him, yet you don't even punch him once, bro. Like, to me, like, that's the kind of stuff, and I get it. People are like, well, he's a true mixed martial arts. I get it. But Chandler ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Like, Chandler's gonna if he says he's gonna fucking smash Holland, he's gonna try to smash him.
Yeah. I feel like that's another thing. That's great that you also use Chandler as an example, because I feel like smash or smash, in the way that they say it, is used very loosely in like not just between Dagestani fighters or Russian fighters or whoever it may be who's using it, like, I'm going to smash that guy, I'm going to smash that guy. The way they see it is like, I'm going to dominate them. I am going to, like, even if it's me holding you down and weighing you down and wearing you out, even if I don't care how boring you think the fight is, I'm not going to let you do anything. I'm going to essentially own you like a little freak for the entire 5, or whether it be 5 or 25 minutes duration of that fight,
Yeah, I mean, but like if Khabib gets you down, or DC got you down, or had your back for 3 minutes, it's over. Like I feel like Makhachev having the back for 3 minutes is almost like a bad point for him, because Khabib finishes you when he takes the back. Like, Khabib, it's over because he's already put the work in to end you. You know what I mean? Yes. But I thought Makhachev fought really well versus Volk. I was 100%. Impressed with his gas tank. If the IV comes to be a situation, because Volk's gas tank, to outgas Max 3 times, bro, will not be looked at until later on of what accomplishment that was. Because Max's gas tank funk is fucking outrageous.
Yeah, it's like Colby Covington, like Ferguson, like Diaz. It's
zombie like.
Yeah. Like, I'm just gonna keep walking you down, taking what you're gonna give me, and give you that much more back.
Yeah. So, hey, I thought that was a great fight. All right. So next, how about this though? You can do this because you did Twitter FC. If you could fight any MMA Twitter person, who would it be now? Like, who would you choose to fight, Funky? Like who would be your old, like, and you could roll too. We're not going to let you just stand up, Funky. I feel like, again, you were at disadvantage that day.
Wow, who would be a fun one? Robbie Poirier.
Okay.
Or God, I don't know. Like, that's a tough one, because no, wait, why am I even saying that? Phil. What? There's no questions asked. Phil, I've been wanting that. I've been calling that for a while. I would absolutely fight Phil. Robbie, because we both do jiu-jitsu and whatnot. But Phil, no, fully sanctioned MMA match against me versus Phil, the MMA dude. I have no idea how that one went over my head, or
I mean that. And that makes sense, and maybe you have some respect for each other after that. But I mean, I was thinking you're also getting a little older now, Fun, because I've been out for a while now. Have you gotten into any arguments with the younger trolls that have they put this line on you yet? They do this to me if I get after them. Why are you arguing with a 14-year-old? Yeah, have you got that?
I get that from, who would do that to me? Forgot his name. He had the account, the Not John Jones Cuccaneer.
Okay.
I forgot his name. He's like, I forgot his name. I really forgot.
Well, they started doing it too. That's good because I think after like 25, 26, I think you're almost that age. Like that's when you start getting these guys like you're arguing with a 14-year-old. It's like, bro, like yeah, I'm arguing with another person. Like you want to argue, fucking argue, bro. Like
yeah, it was Lestat. So if we got into little like spats and spaces, I mean, I never really entertained it, but he'd be like, dude, like it just I mean, I would kind of think that myself. I'd be like, why am I entertaining this with you, kind of thing. But at the same time, like. I don't really have any qualms with anyone on the app anyway, but I know some people, they know how to push your buttons, and get a rise out of you, and that including me, and so
I do actually have respect when somebody can get me. I'm like, that was a good one, man. You fucking pull me into that shit because I got no business going in there with you. But all right, so Funky, we're gonna do the rapid fire, okay? So
okay,
if you need to take a vape hit or whatever you do over there, I don't know what you're up to nowadays because I know you probably cycle, but if you need to do, what is that?
The Sharpie that I've just been playing with.
Oh, so you're fidgeting. That's cool. Yeah. So if you're ready to go, now the way this works is I got 27 questions for you, right?
Oh my God, I'm excited. All right, let's go.
So don't think. I don't want an explanation. I just want to answer. And I'm gonna go through these 27 questions fast, and you're gonna hit the people with what they need.
Okay.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So, and this one should be easy. I'm going to start you slow. Ready? East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast all day.
That's me and you. I had Andre Easy on before. Kia or Mitsubishi?
Mitsubishi.
All right, old school. Blondes or brunettes, Funk?
Brunettes.
Jeans or yoga pants?
Jeans.
Okay. Subway or bus, because you're a New Yorker?
Subway.
Favorite planet?
Love footlongs. Uranus.
Favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple.
Tacos, soft or hard shell?
Soft.
Favorite actor?
Ryan Gosling.
Righty or southpaw?
Righty.
Favorite sport?
MMA.
Chicken or turkey?
Chicken.
Favorite band?
Creed.
Wow. Yo, hoodie or Scully hat?
Hoodie.
Schaub or Tate?
Tate.
Gum or mint?
Mint.
Fire or ice?
Gum. Ice.
God or no God?
God.
Throw hands or wrestle?
Wrestle.
Yep. And apple or droid?
Apple.
Fork or spoon?
Spoon.
Aliens or no aliens?
Aliens.
Favorite Twitter handle?
Michael Chandler's last brain cell.
Stay up or sleep?
Sleep.
Not all the time. Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Favorite borough of New York?
Brooklyn.
Do the Joker for the people.
Oh my God. Well, you want to know how I got on this interview?
Yes. Perfect. So that's the rapid fire right there. I had to end it with that Joker. But so a couple more questions before we close this up. I like to be under 30 minutes. We are at that, which is really good for us because people don't have any attention spans, even though I think we're we're flowing pretty nice. But do you have Jake Paul or Tommy Fury next week? Is that next week?
Tommy Fury. I think that's like super soon. I haven't been updated with that. That's next week.
I think it's next week. I think it's still February and we're almost to the end, right?
That's crazy.
Yo, have you seen some of Tommy Fury's opponents' records though?
I'm assuming they're dreadful and probably cans, but I think if we're gonna say who's a real,
so we're from America, right? And like I didn't know the cans of Europe. The cans of Europe are worse than Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. He has one dude that he fought that's 2-240.
Wow.
Did you hear what I said? Like, yo, 2 wins, 240 losses.
I did not know that. And did
like,
he
look, yo,
with him?
So look it up. Tommy Fury's opponents. Now watch out. Sometimes there's like my computer's been like attacked when I look this up by weird shit. But look up his opponents' records. I think their combined record must be like 25 wins and like 1,000 losses. Like it's almost like how can a person lose 240 times?
That's I mean I've seen MMA fighters with like records and the losses in the hundreds, but that's astounding.
It's crazy. My last 2 questions. So one is going to be, will there be a Twitter FC2? We spoke about that a little earlier.
Mm-hmm. I think that's something that's really up in the air, and there's like at least like the only people left who could really make that happen is Carter and I. Like Carter Boxing MMA, give him a follow. Carter Boxing MMA. We're the
Okay.
only people left who are gonna do it. And I remember he asked me like, "Oh, we should box. We should box. And if I get together for a UFC event, we'll do Twitter FC2 together." And I remember I tweeted something ridiculous out like, "Oh, I'm 6 years off from 30 years old." Absolutely ridiculous way to tweet out. I'm too lazy and I'm not trained enough
I
to
saw
do this
that.
again. But I think it's possible. It's possible. I don't see why not. There should be a second one.
I mean, it's again, it's got a cult following, like people like me, and even the people that love to hate it. It's I think it should happen. When it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna rush into it either. Like when it happens, it happens. I don't think it should be much more commercialized. Maybe a little bit more built from the first one, but it still's got to be raw. You know what I mean? And I would like to
had
see.
its own theme song.
It did. It was. Reflecting back, it had a lot of elements that I really enjoy. So anyway, my last thing is like, again, I want to bring back my man Tag. That so the reason I bring you up with my buddy Tag, who on Twitter, who killed himself about your age, is because I met through your feed, actually, your timeline. He would comment on your stuff a lot, and like I guess me and him got into it on your timeline over something. Right. And the way I became friends with him on arguing on your timeline was me and him like got after each other. And sometimes when somebody gets a little too personal with me, I'll invite them to my house, and I'll invite to fly them here, because again, I'm grown. So if you insult me enough and it's $189 for me to fly you here, not that I'm the greatest fighter here, I'm not trying to say I am, but I'm a man. And if I want to settle something, I could lose the fight, but I'll fly you here. We could fight, we could lose. But I invited Tag, and he was like, I'll fly you down here to Texas. I'm like, oh, okay. So, because usually these guys will go away when I invite them. I'll show them the plane schedule. Like, yeah, I'll pick you up in Newark, and we'll go do this. And Tag kind of like came back at me, and then we became friends. And it's really because of your timeline is why I became friends with that kid. And I want to make sure people know, like, and yourself included, like, if I'm an older guy, and if I can help anybody that's younger that feels the way he felt, I'm here for that. And even if it's Twitter, like I don't know you in person, Funky. This is the first time we've spoke, me and you. And but anybody that's feeling the way he felt, like people are here, and I know you would help somebody too that was down. I know that about you, because I can tell.
Yeah. I'm glad you really brought that up. Tag, God rest his soul. He was 25, just like me.
Right.
I'm quite sure I've interacted with him maybe on a few occasions. We're following each other and whatnot in the past, and it's just unfortunate. Like a lot of Patty's said in his interviews before, like a lot of men tend to not speak up. Like I had a really dark year in like 2022. Right. Like I was like definitely like in the worst shape possible, messing with the worst crowd, doing the worst stuff. And we need people, we need somebody that we could talk to. So I appreciate you reaching out to me, and even you trying your best with Tag as well, trying to, you tried, but sometimes we're too late, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can't save everyone.
And I think with him was he was drawn to you because of like your humor, and like you bring in like when you're on Twitter, like you definitely bring a positive aura to somebody who maybe can't create that themselves. And I do that too. And like, I think somebody like me or you might take for granted that what we can bring to somebody else that can't create that themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Not that we don't get into dark places or walk also, what everybody else walks, but I think that kid was drawn to you because of like, people will be drawn to you because of what you bring to them. You know what I mean? Even though you don't know you're doing it as well, Funky.
Yeah. Like I'll put something up, and I might not really find it entertaining or creative or funny, but some people like think it's like a spark of genius or brilliance. And I'm not saying this like I'm on some high horse or some self-righteous manner, but I'm saying I'm not saying that they said that verbatim, but there's just a huge gap in what I believe I produce or bring to the table. When I just want to simply make people happy or smile or laugh, and other people think it's like, this is great. Like, you really made my day. You cheered me up. And I don't, like you said, I don't even realize what I'm doing. And that's all I really want to do on here is make people happy. And,
Yeah. And that's why, like, I'll make sure I'm giving you the proper props for, my wife, the proper props for like what you do, because I don't think you know all you do as well. So,
well, thank you, seriously.
Anyway, so that's all I got, man. We got out of here right on time. Pretty excited about that, and I appreciate you coming on. I really did. Hang on, I got my dogs going crazy. I really was like, man, I hope this is really him, because that's again how big you are on this Twitter. That I'm like, is this a troll fucking with me? I'm like, and I'm good at reading people, and I'm like, I think it's him. We'll find out. I don't give a fuck. Let's roll the dice, you know. So anyway, man, keep in touch, man, and keep doing what you do. All right.
Thanks, brother. Thank
you
so much for having me on.